Yeah. That's good. Yeah, right, that's rich, yeah. Oh, yeah, I hate 14. Yeah. I'm calling to order the Lansing City Council meeting of January 6th, 2020. And for those who may be questioning, as it is the first council meeting of the year, according to the charter, I preside until the council elects a president. With the roll call, Councilmember Betts.
Here.
Councilmember Dunbar. Councilmember Garza.
Here.
Councilmember Hussein. Councilmember Jackson. Councilmember Spatafor.
Present.
Councilmember Spitzley.
Here.
Councilmember Wood.
Here.
There are 8 members present, a quorum. We're now to the meditation and pledge of allegiance. Councilmember Wood.
Yes, at this time, if we could remember Judge Jamo and his family. Jim lost his wife. She passed away from cancer in the middle of December, and her memorial will be, I believe it's January 14th. But if you want additional information, if you call our office, we'll make sure that you have that. So we just wanted to remind you that. And I know
Okay.
the city attorney has an announcement.
Thank you.
as
And
well.
City Attorney Smirka.
I'd ask, and the city attorney's office asked that you would remember and put in your prayers the family of Jack Roberts. Jack and his daughter lost their wife and mother. They've been married for 49 years. Jack is probably the longest tenure in the city attorney's office. We just ask that you join us in the grieving for Gail, who was a very active person in the community. The visitation, according to the paper, is January 14th at Gorshland Runson Funeral Home on East Grand River in East Lansing from 5 to 7. And the memorial service is going to be at Trinity United Methodist Church in their hometown of Jackson. In lieu of any memorials or flowers, the family is asking that donations be made to the Greater Lansing Food Bank or the Salvation Army. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Spitzley.
Thank you. We all know that the recent announcement of Congressman John Lewis and that he has stage 4 cancer. And, for me, such a civil rights icon and such a great man, I want us all to just keep him in our prayers. He's a man of faith, and he's done so much for this country. And so if we could just pray for him as well, I'd appreciate it.
Thank you. And Councilmember Garza.
Thank you. I just, what's going on with our military, I want you guys to please keep the soldiers in your prayers. I have a family member, my younger 21-year-old brother just got deployed. This is his first deployment. He got sent out to the Middle East on New Year's Day. So please keep the soldiers, friends, and families in your prayers and wish them a safe return home. Thank you.
Okay. And Mayor Shore.
I'd like to add one more person to keep in our thoughts. If anyone knows Aaron Bales, he's a teacher in the Lansing Schools Southside resident. Oh, I'm sorry. For those who don't know, Aaron Bales, who is a teacher at Everett and a Southside resident. I know Adam knows him. His wife passed of cancer about 2 weeks ago. She was in remission, and then she wasn't, and it was very sudden. So I hope everybody will keep Aaron and his children in their thoughts and prayers as well.
Thank you. So let's rise for a moment of meditation. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so we will immediately proceed to the election of City Council President and Vice President for the year 2020. We have a resolution that came out of the Committee of the Whole, and I will recognize Councilmember Wood.
At this time, I would move the resolution to appoint Councilmember Spatafor as the President of Council and Councilmember Hussein as the Vice President.
All right, is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Congratulations, President Spatafor.
Oh, sorry.
We are to the approval of the printed council proceedings of December 2nd and December 16th.
Do we have a motion? It's been moved by Vice President Hussein for the approval of council proceedings of December 2nd to December 16th. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Motion carries.
Okay, we are to comments by council members and the city clerk.
Do any council members wish to make comments this evening? Councilmember Jackson?
Thank you. Really don't like to make comments, but I figure it's a new year, you know. Everybody wants an outlook and a vision and all those things. But I'm just really excited to see kind of what comes out of council this year. I'm thinking that even the mayor's budget, I'm excited. I'm thinking there's going to be some wow and some big things and some bold ideas. I really do believe that. So I'm just excited to hear from those. Also, today would be my mother's 69th birthday. She passed a couple years ago. And when I make my decisions, I honestly think, like, can I look at her in the face and explain why I voted for something or why I said something? So if it doesn't pass the mother test for me, it's going to be tough to get past. So I don't mean to be rude to any of my colleagues or anything, but, you know, sometimes just going in for kind of what I believe in. So I appreciate everybody. I'm still going to hold constituent contact meetings every fourth Saturday of the month, because it's the 4th Ward, 4th Saturday. I'll just keep it at the same place, which is Gregory's, 2510 North MOK. Come on out. We can talk about anything City of Lansing related, informally, formally, however you want it. There's good food there. And I want to hear from you. So come on out, and looking forward to 2020.
Thank you, Councilmember Jackson. Councilmember Garza.
Thank you. I'm used to saying Madam President. Thank you, Mr. President.
I've been called worse.
So Happy New Year, Lansing. I just want to remind everybody that second Saturday in the 2nd Ward is this Saturday. It's from 1 to 3 p.m. at Fire Station 44. That's my constituent contact meeting I have every month. I didn't have one in the month of December, but they will start back up this month in January. So it's from 1 to 3 p.m. at 1435 East Miller Road. And we'll talk anything city related, and hopefully the focus is on the 2nd Ward. So thank you very much.
Councilmember Wood.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wanted to talk about the Autumn Ridge code compliance issues that we've been dealing with. I know in the Public Safety Committee for the last month or so, and I had received a number of calls from residents because the city went out today and placed pink tags, which was an appropriate decision made on a number of the units. I think that the disinformation came from the management company, which sent letters out to all of their tenants saying that there was a mistake made by the city. And I was wondering if the mayor would be willing to address that at this time.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Councilwoman. Yes. No, there was no mistake. Yes, the pink tags were issued. I know our Brian McGrain and maybe Scott Sanford briefed the Public Safety Committee at the last meeting and indicated that if things were not different, then there would be pink tags going up at the Autumn Ridge complex. we continue to tell everybody this is a tool and a benefit for those there to make sure that they are living in a property that's up to code. A pink tag is not a red tag, and we're going to work on clarifying that. But a pink tag indicates that that the landlord cannot rent or lease any of the properties to anybody new, that they have to come under compliance, that the residents can pay into escrow instead of paying. This is a tool that the city can use to make sure that a rental property is brought up to code. If they are not able to do that, then we have other legal remedies that we would like to pursue. It's not ever our intention to red tag a property like that and make that many people displaced. We would rather bring it up to code so that people are living in appropriate housing. So this was an action that the city did take. It was not a mistake. It was not an error. And our code compliance folks will certainly be addressing that with management tomorrow morning. Since we've had a chance to speak, someone actually told me that maybe the notices are being taken down. That would be a violation of ordinance to remove a pink tag. So our code compliance is on top of it. And I know, again, they've been updating council. It's been a few weeks since your last meeting. So we'll be sure to keep council updated and anybody that has any questions. And I would remind anybody that received a pink tag on their door that on the bottom of that pink tag, it's got the name and phone number of the code compliance officer. If you have any questions, then please feel free to give that code compliance officer a call. That's exactly why we put it there. If you have questions about how to put rent into escrow, or a lot of people are afraid they're going to be evicted, and none of those actions can be taken under the pink tag. But any questions, please contact our code compliance. But I appreciate you bringing that up.
Thank you, and I appreciate you answering those questions for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Wood. Councilmember Spitzley.
Thank you, Councilmember Wood, for bringing that up, and thank you, Mayor, for responding. I guess for me, it's unfortunate, that the news reported that residents had 30 days to leave their homes. It creates just this fear and this uncertainty for the residents. And I know that particularly Councilmember Wood and Councilmember Hussein, and it's in Councilmember Garza's ward, that this has been an ongoing issue, but it's an issue citywide. I don't think you can go in one corner of the city and not see an apartment complex or a house that's got a pink tag on it. And I know that code enforcement is working diligently, and I applaud their efforts. But it's frustrating to me because I'm trying to figure out how we as a council and how we as a city government can do better with making sure the residents have clean, safe places to stay. And I don't know what that is, but I really hope that we find a bigger stick. I'm hoping, because it is a little it's disappointing when I drive around the city and see so many pink tags, and I get emails and calls from people who are living with no heat or no running water, or they have vermin coming through their home. And so I appreciate what's being done. This is worked on a long time, and I'm willing. I want to be part of the solution to figure out how we can further compel these landlords, because it makes all landlords look bad when this happens. And so how we can further compel these landlords to come into compliance and stay in compliance. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Spitzley. Any Councilmember Hussein?
Just very quickly, first and foremost, I'd like to announce the Lansing Eaton Neighborhood Organization and the fact that they will be meeting this Thursday at 6:30. They typically meet the first Thursday of the month. Obviously, the schools were closed. Their monthly meetings are held at 4000 Wood Creek Lane. That is a Wood Creek Elementary School. So again, that's the Lansing Eaton Neighborhood Organization. They'll be meeting this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. So if you live north of Jolly, west of Waverly, all the way up to the river, you are part of that association, and you are encouraged to attend. Secondly, I am having my constituent contact meeting, our constituent contact meeting this Saturday from 10 to 12 noon. So that's the 3rd Ward constituent contact meeting. That will take place at 5825 Wise Road, which is at the Elfrida Schmidt Southside Community Center. Historically, the first meeting of the year, we have always kind of reflected on all the work that we have accomplished, and then we've obviously discussed issues, prioritized issues, and try to put some measure of a plan in place in terms of how we're going to proceed forward and gain some traction on some of the issues that are identified. So we really hope that you can make it, and it is absolutely not necessary for you to be able to attend the entire meeting. So if you can stop in at any point between 10 and 12 noon, we'd certainly like to see you. Thanks so much.
Any other members of council? I'm going to just take a point of privilege real quick and congratulate the members who were sworn in at Committee of the Whole. Councilmember Hussein, Councilmember Betts, Councilmember Spitzley, and Councilmember Wood. And also congratulations to Councilmember Betts for your first term. And I also want to thank the City Council for their vote earlier in the evening, placing Vice President Hussein and myself in the leadership role. We hope to work together well over the next year and serve you as the council. So thank you. With that, we move to City Clerk's vote.
Thank you, President Spatafor. A couple of announcements. First, I want to welcome to her first council meeting as an intern for my office, Annalise Wilson. She's in the back. If you want to wave, she'll be assisting our constituents in getting signed in to speak and various other things related to the meetings for the next several months. So welcome, Annalise. Then I want to take a moment. During the break, many of you will have gotten a piece of mail that looks like this, an invitation, an application for your absentee ballot. We have already gotten thousands of them back, and most of them are filled out perfectly, but there have been a couple of hundred where the people did not select a political party. And I just want to emphasize that state law for the presidential primary says that we have a separate application for the Democratic candidates, the Republican candidates, and then because we do also have proposals, both of those ballots have the proposals, but then there was a third ballot that has only the proposals for those who don't wish to vote in a presidential primary. So it is important that you do select which political party you want to vote. Otherwise, we cannot issue a ballot for the March 10th presidential primary. So please return those, sign them, return them. If you don't want to vote in the presidential primary at all, there are 5 proposals. But if you don't want to vote any of the proposals and don't want to vote in the primary, you can simply recycle this. We'll send you a new one before the August election. If you select a political party and then you decide later that you want to vote for a different candidate, we would need something written and signed from you stating that you want to get the ballot for the different political party. And also, just to note that the party you select on this is just what ballot you're getting for the March 10th presidential primary. It does not obligate you to vote any particular way in any future election. And then finally, I also want to mention that we are always looking for election workers. We are expecting a very busy election this year. And if you go to lansingmi.gov, you can fill out there's a quick form to get you on our list to work elections. We do pay, we provide training, and we pay at least $10.50 an hour. So a great way to serve your community and earn a little bit of extra money. And with that, we are to community event announcements. Is there anyone in the audience with a community event? We'll give you 1 minute to give us the details.
The Lansing Cemetery Courtesy Office will have its second training session for volunteers tomorrow night at the Courtesy Office location, which is 1709 East Mount Hope Avenue. That's the small white building directly across from Mount Hope Cemetery. And the training will run till about 8:30. We're looking for another few volunteers who could work either an 8 to noon shift or a noon to 4 shift, probably usually once a week. And we hope to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other community events? All right. It's time for registration. If you want to address City Council, it's the blue sheet in the back. Is there anyone that didn't get an opportunity to sign up? All right. Then in the meantime, we are to the mayor's comments.
Thank you. I have a few short announcements. One, tomorrow at noon, there will be a prayer vigil for Congressman John Lewis. I believe the MLK Holiday Commission is organizing that. Steve Jappinga from the commission is in the audience, so if you have any questions, you can talk to him. But I believe it's at the Capitol at noon. Short little kind of a prayer as we're thinking about the congressman. And I believe Senator Hertel and a few others will be giving prayers. So that's tomorrow. Wanted to announce that it looks like we're finalizing our new Chief Information Officer, Christopher Mumby, who has been in that role for the last 6 months, as in addition to several of his roles in public service, is going to take that on, and then we're going to have a position designation for experts within the department. So he'll be managing, and then we'll have position experts in each of the different pieces of that department. We will send you a new structure as soon as we have it. So we are working towards finalizing that. And then finally, I want to congratulate the new council members, Councilman Hussein, Councilman Betts, President, I almost called you President, Councilwoman Wood, Councilwoman Spitzley. It's been an honor working with the three of you. I look forward to working with Councilman Betts. So I'm excited for the next 2 years for all the things we're going to do. And I want to take this opportunity to congratulate Council President Wood on your 2-year term as president. I know we ended real quick at the end of the year last year because there was a little bit of confusion, but I do want to say publicly that I think in our 2 years we worked pretty well together. I think we got quite a bit accomplished. I think that we did a lot in the last 2 years, along with all the members of this body here, being able to work with each of you. And I appreciate your service as council president. So thank you for that, and congratulations being able to kind of step back a little bit maybe and let Councilman Spatafor take the reins. So good luck. President, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, that takes us to public comment on legislative matters. The only eligible item is the election of president, vice president, and we have one speaker, Loretta Sanaway. And she passes. So we've already dealt with the resolutions. We're to speaker registration for public comment on other city government related matters. That's the yellow sheet in the back. We'll give you just about 5 or 10 seconds to jump up if you want to sign up for that. And in the meantime, we are to reports of city officers, boards, and commissions.
Vice President Hussein.
I would move that all items be considered as being read in full and that the proper referrals be made by you, Council President Spatafor.
Motion has been made. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carries.
We have a letter from the city clerk regarding minutes of boards, commissions, and authorities.
Place on file.
Letters from the mayor regarding orders to make safe or demolish 1522 West Holmes Road.
The Committee on Public Safety.
Orders to make safe or demolish 215 South Hosmer.
The Committee on Public Safety.
Sole source purchase, Public Service Department request for Borner Restoration as the vendor for the South Washington Office Complex roof repair.
The Committee on Ways and Means.
Sole source purchase, Lansing Police Department request for Action Target Inc. as the vendor for bullet traps for the Lansing Police Firearms Range.
Committee on Ways and Means.
Amendment to the Articles of Incorporation of the Lansing Entertainment and Public Facilities Authority.
The Committee of the Whole.
And communications and petitions.
Oh, Madam President. Councilmember Wood.
Mr. President, could you also, with the Ways and Means, make sure that the internal auditor is included
Yes.
in those as well? Thank you.
Mr. Clerk, would you please make a note?
Will do. And communications and petitions, a claim appeal from Sarah Alzadi for trash fees at 2004 West Miller Road.
Committee on General Services.
And claim appeal from Tasha Williams for grass and weed fees at 2710 West Miller Road.
The Committee on General Services.
We are to remarks by council members.
Any further remarks? Councilmember Spitzley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I too wanted to just thank Councilmember Wood for her service. I mean, being a past president, I know it's not easy, and I want to thank you. And I'm looking forward to working with Mr. President Peter Spatafor and our Vice President too. So I'm excited. So, and welcome, Brandon.
Thank you, Councilmember Spitzley. Councilmember Wood, I would also like to thank you. I think you've done a great service for the council over the last 20 years, but specifically the last 2 when I've been sitting here. It's been nice to learn from you, and Councilmember Wood has assured me she'll still pick up my calls when I have questions, so she'll keep me in line as well. So I also do want to announce here that we will be having Committee of the Whole at 6 o'clock next Monday, not 5:30, 6 o'clock here in council chambers before the council meeting at 7 o'clock.
Okay, we're to the mayor's comments.
Pass.
And public comment on city government-related matters. First, we have Samantha Vave, followed by Loretta Stanaway.
Hi, I'm Samantha Vave. I live just a couple of blocks from here in the Cherry Hill neighborhood, and I'm sure many of you are familiar with this. When you leave here to go on the highway and you're on Washington and you're looking at Malcolm X and you can see the Rio Town sign in front of you and you want to take a left turn to get on the highway, there's no left arrow. And around 4:30, the traffic starts to pile up all the way down Washington, and then the yellow hits, and about 6 or 7 cars plow through the yellow while people are trying to cross in the crosswalk to get to Rio Town or to get to downtown, and it's very, very dangerous. And at the same time as the yellow hits, there's inevitably somebody coming in the other direction who thinks, I can run that red light. And it's a scary thing. It's also just an inconvenience because people sit at that light for cycle after cycle after cycle just trying to get on the highway. So I'm hoping that you all will consider putting in a green arrow to help make the traffic more safe. And also, with my remaining time, I was just hoping to ask City Clerk Swope, if you want to vote in person, do you still need to turn in that form?
No, if you want to vote in person, you can recycle that form. There are separate forms that you'll use at the precinct, but you will have to select which ballot
Okay.
at the precinct.
Thank you very much, all of you, for your time.
And next is Loretta Stanaway.
Well, I'm not quite sure what's going on, so I thought I'd bring it here for your attention. I tried leaving a message for Brian McGrain today, but I'm sure he was busy with Autumn Ridge. I started seeing posts on Facebook over the last 3 or 4 days that people were having difficulty reaching operations and maintenance, the city cart, recycling, and trash. And I tried myself today to call 3 different times because I want to switch from weekly to biweekly service. I could not get through either. I was on hold for 10 minutes each of those 3 times, and then I got bumped to a recording that said, leave your name and number, we'll call you back. And I have not received a call back. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the problem is, but people are getting really frustrated, and I include myself in that. So if you could look into that, whoever needs to do whatever you need to do. Thanks.
Well, traditionally, we don't respond to public comment. I will call on the mayor to respond.
And I omitted, so thank you, Ms. Stanaway. The answer to your question is they're just really busy, and the phones kick over to voicemail, and we're trying to work that through. But we know that they're getting a lot of calls because people are moving from the weekly to the biweekly. And we're also, I sent something to council this morning, although we haven't put out a press release yet. We're working through a buyback program for the bags, so anybody who's got those old blue trash bags that aren't going to get picked up any longer, we're going to buy those back. So we're going to be making that announcement. We thought it'd be today, but we didn't have all the details finalized, so it'll hopefully be tomorrow or the next day. So all those details will be coming out. I know I sent something to council, or Samantha sent something to council this morning, but we just didn't have the details ready. But we are familiar with the issues at O&M with, I think we've got 1 or 2 people there answering phones, and the phones have been ringing off the hook, so we're trying to get them customer service support. But thank you for raising that. Thank you, Mr. President, as I had forgotten about the blue bag issue.
Thank you. With no further business before the Lansing City Council, we're adjourned.
Never gonna happen again.
It might.